Hi everyone, Petrik here. Last week I posted about my most anticipated book release of the year 2026, and this time one of my annual videos usually is to post about priority series that I want to start and also finish within the next year. But I have to be realistic here. I do not think that is possible anymore. So instead of series, I'm going to make a list of priority backlist books instead. So these books, these top 10 priority backlist books, all of them are published already. And this is kind of like a way for me to hold myself accountable to actually tackle all these books that I have in my library. I have so many of them. It will take me probably decades to actually go through them all. But yeah, this is one of the way that I want to hold myself accountable and also try to read at least 5 of the books mentioned. Hopefully all of them, but I want to try to tackle 5 of them at least. So yeah, let's get started immediately. For the first one, this will have to be The Navigator's Children by Ted Williams, the fourth and the final book in The Last King of Wolfe Art. It is honestly embarrassing that I still haven't finished reading The Last King of Wolfe Art series yet. This has been probably in my TBR since 3 years ago? 3 years or 2 years ago. But anyway, ever since the release of this book, I thought I was going to tackle this one day one, but nope, I still haven't finished reading this one. I haven't started reading The Navigator's Children yet, but I finally finished reading Into the Narrow Dark. So this is the last one. After I'm done with this one, I'll be done with The Last King of Wolfe Art and also all the books so far in the Wolfe Art saga series. And this series, the sequel series to the Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn trilogy, honestly is incredible, and I'm quite surprised that not too many people actually dive into the sequel series. They read Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn trilogy, but stop there. And I think that's kind of a shame because this is even more mature and more epic in scope compared to Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn trilogy. And there's a lot of things to like here, both old and new, from both old and new characters, and the world building and how Ted Williams connect everything from Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn trilogy and to the newer stuff included and introduced in the Last King of Wolfe Art. It is amazing. It felt so organic and seamless, and I cannot wait to see how everything actually being tied up. I heard that this is supposed to be the best book by Ted Williams to date. So yeah, that's really bold claim, and I look forward to reading this one. This is probably going to be read in the month of January or maybe in February, but again, no promises. But I do want to finish reading The Last King of Wolfe Art, especially because I will be working with Jeff Brown and all the other artists again on The Last King of Wolfe Art series, the Broken Binding edition. And speaking of conclusion and shame, this is probably the biggest one for me. And honestly, these 3 books, including The Navigator's Children and also the next 2, they have been weighing on my mind a lot ever since they were released, because I think I need to read through them, but the size of them and also, well, the amount of time I need right now, considering how busy I am to actually read through them all, well, it will take me a lot of time, and I still haven't read through them because of that. So this is Wind and Truth, the 5th book in the Stormlight archive. I think if you have been following my Goodreads account since 2016, you will know just how much I actually love the Stormlight archive. It is among one of my top favorite series of all time. But I still haven't read Wind and Truth yet, which is probably the most mixed received title in the Stormlight archive to date. I do think that mixed doesn't instantly means bad though. Sometimes mixed received books actually is the one that try to push boundaries. Now, I'm not saying that about Wind and Truth. I haven't read this book after all, but there is still a chance that I will end up enjoying this one. And despite the high amount of negativity online about this book, if you think about it, if you look at the statistic and also sales, Wind and Truth is still very high and very positive in comparison to many other books and series. It is just lower compared to the high standard in the previous Stormlight archive books, at least on Goodreads, Amazon, and also, well, all other bookseller website. But yeah, I look forward to reading Wind and Truth. Again, this book is more than 500,000 words long, so yeah, it is massive. So speaking of massive book, well, the next one is another book, another massive tome that has been weighing on my mind a lot. And it is, well, Of Empires and Dust by Ryan Cahill. This one is about 490,000 words long, so it is almost as big as Wind and Truth. So when you combine these 2 books, by the Wind and Truth of Empires and Dust. They basically made up 1 million words. And right now, considering how busy I am in my life, I'm so much busier now compared to like a few years ago. And because of that, it takes me longer to actually read through books. It will probably take me an entire month just to read through one Wind and Truth, and also, well, another month to read of Empires and Dust. That's really my biggest dilemma, and also my biggest issue on why I haven't tackled these two books yet, because there are more, at the moment, urgent books that I need to read. But yeah, that's really it. And I do hope though that Wind and Truth and also of Empires and Dust, I do hope that I can finally tackle these two books in 2026. I need to, okay? Because as I said, they have been weighing on my mind a lot lately, and sometimes it feels frustrating that I still haven't read through the three books that I just mentioned. But moving on to the fourth book, this is a return to the world of Verda. So yeah, I have read the Echo Saga by Philip C. Quaintrell, but I still haven't read A Time of Dragons series. And many Philip C. Quaintrell's fans have mentioned that A Time of Dragons is even better compared to the Echo Saga. So that's really high praise. Echo Saga was already really good and fun, and if this is even better, then this is a sign that A Time of Dragons might become one of my favorite series. So the series begins with Once There Were Heroes. The cover art is once again by Chris McGrath. And this one, the series, for those of you who don't know, takes place thousands of years before the events of the Echo Saga. I do not think, as far as I know, it is mandatory to read the Echo Saga first, but there will be plenty of Easter eggs and also events that have been mentioned in the Echoes Saga. But yeah, this will be one of my priority backlist books, and I look forward to finding out just how much Philip C. Quaintrell has improved as a writer. And then moving on to the next one, well, for the next one, we have a concluding novel. This is for Empire of the Dawn by J. Kristoff. So I haven't read Empire of the Dam yet, but again, I'm determined to actually finish reading Empire of the Vampire trilogy in the year 2026. So I think many of you know, in the month of November, there were three heavy big release for science fiction and fantasy. Those three books are Shadows Upon Time, The Strength of the Few, and also Empire of the Dawn by J. Kristoff. So I managed to get through The Strength of the Few and also Shadows Upon Time. Both are in my list of favorite books of the year. But shamefully, I haven't got around to reading Empire of the Dawn yet. And it seems like among these three, right now on Goodreads anyway, statistically, this one has the highest average rating. So let's see what J. Kristoff has in store for all of us in Empire of the Vampire trilogy. Jay and also many fans of J. Kristoff has mentioned that this is actually J. Kristoff's best novel to date, and I'm excited. I had such a blast reading the Nevernight trilogy, and although Empire of the Vampire, the first half definitely was a bit challenging, and also, well, it was a bit distracting for me to read, but the second half definitely won me over. The second half of Empire of the Vampire, which is the first book in the trilogy. Yeah, the second half won me over, and I hope Empire of the Dam will be a stronger installment. So this is the fourth, and I guess the fifth novel that I want to tackle in the year 2026. And next we have The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. So this is an epic fantasy, a murder mystery epic fantasy, one of my favorite blend of genres or subgenres in epic fantasy, really. I love the inclusion of murder mystery in epic fantasy, and this is an epic fantasy debut from Antonia Hodgson. Well, Antonia was, prior to this book, actually is a mystery writer, so I guess that strength as an author actually plays into the writing of The Raven Scholar. At least that's what I expect anyway. This is the Illuminated edition, by the way, and it is a beautiful edition with the cover art by Tom Roberts and also edges by Tom Roberts. But despite how much I wanted to read The Raven Scholar, I think you will see me talking about this book many times on my channel already, and also some people have actually read this book after watching me spotlighting this book on the channel. And it's kind of insane that I still haven't read through it yet. And several readers have mentioned, considering how long they have actually followed my YouTube channel and also my Goodreads account, they mentioned that I will certainly love The Raven Scholar. So yeah, this will be read in the year 2026. One of my priority one of my priority books. And onward to the next one, we still have a few more priority books that I want to read next year. Well, the next one is probably, well, it probably count as two books. This is for the first two books in Books of the New Sun by Gene Wolfe. So this is Shadow and Claw. And yeah, this is actually my first ever Folio Society novel, Folio Society production in my library. And you can actually see the video where I unbox these books. And yeah, this is a book that I treasure. This was all the way back when we all started BookTube for the first time. And yeah, it is a good memory. I really treasure this gift being sent to me by many booktubers such as Elliot Brooks and then Philip Chase, Jimmy Nuts, Alan, Abby. Those were and more. Yeah, those were really good times. Not gonna lie, probably some of the best times I had on BookTube actually. Even though it was still early years in my BookTube career. But anyway, back to the books. I heard so many wonderful and also amazing and intricate things about the Book of the New Sun by Gene Wolfe, and I want to tackle this one. Let's see whether this actually holds up to all the praises and also to the complexity. Many have actually said that despite the short length of the Book of the New Sun, the relatively short length, this is more complex and detailed. With many secrets to Malazan Book of the Fallen. That's insane. So yeah, let's find out how this one will go in 2026. And we still have 3 more books that I want to spotlight today. The next one is a massive one, and I don't know whether I will be able to reach this in 2026, but I am so ready to actually finish reading The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan and Brandon Sanderson. So right now, I'm up to Knife of Dreams. That's the next one that I will tackle, and I'm excited. That's the last book, I think, by Robert Jordan, and I heard from many readers of the series that's a return to form, because the last 4 books, not gonna lie, they have been very challenging to read. Well, one of them being the worst one, which is A Crossroads of Twilight, but the rest actually I had a bit more mixed opinion rather than purely negative. And yeah, this is Knife of Dreams anyway. It's supposed to be a return to form, to the high quality of Robert Jordan's writing, like Lord of Chaos and probably Fires of Heaven and also The Great Hunt. For me, those 3 are my favorite titles in the Wheel of Time so far, written by Robert Jordan. And I hope A Knife of Dreams will indeed be on that quality or even better. And then after that, we still have the 3 books written by Brandon Sanderson to conclude the Wheel of Time series. And let's see. Honestly, this has been a long time coming. I think I started reading The Wheel of Time in 2019. So it has been 7 years. It has been 7 years since I started reading this series. And I hope I will be able to finally finish reading The Wheel of Time in 2026. As for the last 2 books, the last priority books that I want to tackle in 2026, the next one is Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman. Again, I have talk about Dungeon Crawler Car on my YouTube channel I don't know how many times now, and I think it's so insane that I still haven't read through the first title. And yeah, I don't know, maybe I will be able to finish this one before the end of the year, but if not, this will be read in January, this one for sure, because I need to find out why this book, this entire series is so hype and well loved. So many people is a diehard fans of the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, and yeah, I want to find out how this one will go for me. This book is not actually too long. It's only about, how many pages this is? It's only about 300 pages long, and this is the Kickstarter campaign edition. And yeah, as I said, I look forward to reading this one, and let's see whether the hype, all of them, is well deserved. And finally, the last book that I want to read, the last priority books that I want to tackle, this is a bit of an odd one for me because I'm not usually a fan of Western novel, but as it's stated on the back, if you only read one Western novel in your life, read The Lonesome Dove. So Lonesome Dove it is. And yeah, I think many booktubers, reviewers, and readers have put this as the best Western novel of all time. So let's see whether this one will actually work for me. I think this was initially written as a one-off standalone novel, but it became a series of 4 books. I think, again, I could be wrong about that. And I know that Brian Lee Durfee is a big fan of Lonesome Dove, and I look forward to reading this one next year as well, hopefully soon. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are the 10 or more. I don't know how much that were. The list of priority backlist books that I want to tackle in 2026. Again, I'm not sure whether I will be able to read through them all because priority will arise sometimes. And I do feel like I have to tackle at least half of this though. I want to read so many books. I'm so behind on so many books that I want to read, and honestly, it depressed me. My days, if I'm not reading books, that can actually ruin my day and also ruin my mood. Sometimes I feel more down if I'm not reading any book on that day, and lately it has been happening a lot, and I'm not a fan of that. I want to fix that in 2026, starting from January, or probably starting from now. I want to fix that. I need to get back on track again, because without books, without reading, pretty much my days are ruined. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me today. Do let me know what you think about the books that I just mentioned, and of course, let me know, do you have any priority backlist books that you want to read in the year 2026? As always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support. Bye bye. Lastly, I want to say thank you so much once again to all my patrons who keep on supporting me.